What up, Stallions? This is Rockets Will from Houston, Texas, representing the Poker Stallions. This is going to be our recap of a few weeks ago of our PLO stream with the Stallions, a 5-10 quarter game on Champions Poker Live every Tuesday from 5 to 10 p.m. If you want to play this game, reach out to me on Instagram. You can look me up, Rockets Will, and you'll find me, send me a message. I love to get new players on this game every week. So if you want to play, send me a message and we'll get you on one of the upcoming streams. All right, so most of the players on my stream are regulars or people that I've played with for a long time. We all have a good time. This game is a game that I want you to feel like you're sitting courtside. You get to see us play. You get to hear our interaction. A lot of times the commentator is going to be a little quiet so you can hear table talk, kind of what we say about hands, after hands, how we react to losses, how we react to wins. So please tune in every Tuesday, 5 to 10. Let's get straight to the action. All right, we're going to jump in and go to hand 23 this week.
Right. Easy, Red. You could kick me, man.
No, I thought you raised. You raised, right? Oh, okay. I was like, yeah, I was like, wait, I didn't raise.
So we'll start off in hand 23. You notice that Red's sitting a little short. He just lost a few hands. So that's going to make this hand play a little different than a normal hand.
You know the only reason I made that other hand 400?
Sandman opening this one, getting lots of action for his $100 raise until Sweater Guy pumps it again from the third blind. Ace King 10-9 with clubs makes it 6 1/4.
All right, time to gamble.
I knew when you called the 100 you weren't folding.
Red's going to get it all in for slightly more than that. And he is gambling, as he said, 8-5-4 deuce for him.
Peter.
He's also got clubs, but they're covered.
So I'm not sure if Peter noticed the stack sizing that Red had, or else he could have opened for something like 350, 400, and had the pot reopened to him when it came around. Instead, they're going to go see this flop three ways at 800, which makes it for a bigger pot, not just isolating where he can only win 800 from Red.
I might not fold. 8.
You can make it and take your quarter.
That was sweet news.
Good luck, Red.
Good luck, Red.
Guys just getting back from vacation.
I'm sorry, they went 4 ways to the flop, not 3 ways.
You stayed there how much longer than you were supposed to? A week?
Only like 4 days.
4 days?
Longer. Yeah. 3 or 4.
He spent an extra like 4K, he wasn't, or probably an extra like 7K.
4 players
No,
to
the
the
government
flop.
was taking care of them, they said. That's what I read.
Only in Abu Dhabi. I was in Dubai.
Very coordinated board here. Nobody flopped the straight.
1 hour lane, 4 total. 6 checks. 1 check.
Like stuff's not all that cheap there, is it?
I mean,
So when everyone checked over to Georgie, he decides to put it all in with a bottom pair open-ended.
Columbia.
And you can see he's actually about the same percentage as Sweater Guy to win this hand.
it was all normal.
Top 2 for Sweater Guy.
Stuff was just
Just an Airbnb or
nicer,
hotel.
cleaner. We stayed at a
Georgie
hotel
did
right
not
across
flop
the
the
street
straight,
from
but he's
the-
got some key cards.
Sweater Guy is never going to raise and then fold when he flops top 2.
The tallest building out there. Yeah.
So y'all right in the middle of there.
Yep.
You can walk, you can walk a lot.
That's definitely. We went to the mall a bunch of times. You have to go in the mall at least 3 times to see it all.
Let's play.
So now you can see they're basically a coin toss. The pot's going to be under 10,000. So on this stream is one-time rule only if it's under 10K.
So it's 24.75 outside. All right, now we're going once, y'all.
That's what can go twice.
It's
32 plus 24 plus 24 is not 10. It's like 8.
We have our human calculator on the table. Levi, to verify it's under 10K, we are only going one
Really a
time.
chance?
Not really. I mean, I guess I don't know. It depends on what they have.
And Red doesn't have a chance. He has very little, 0% chance after the
It's a
turn.
good card for Sweater Guy, but Georgie picks up a diamond draw to go with a straight draw. The 8 seals deal to Sweater Guy, top 2 pair.
9-10.
2 pair, king.
And he is going to get this one.
So if you see, Peter's been running really good for the last year or so. He's always going to win a coin toss from the flop.
Beats me.
All right, well, let's jump into the next hand. We're going to skip 10 more hands and go to hand 33. This just happens to be another hand where red is still sitting short. I think he rebought and lost a little bit again, so this always makes hands play a little different about sizing, how to raise, how much to raise.
For red, he opens to 100.
My buddies remember at Glenlock is where we played the other day.
Almost half of his chips.
They got a new
6 players to the flop, and it's all high cards.
So they're putting a lot of money into it too. It's just different when you're playing on the course.
Levi with the only spade draw has the best equity here. El Tractor with the Broadway wrap.
Yeah.
So Dan messed up there. It's not actually a wrap. He flopped the nut straight, but so did Sweater Guy.
2 spades out there.
Anyways, that last hole, and I hit my 4-iron.
The difference right now is
He will bet, however. He is in
Will has a slight redraw. He could hit a queen or 10 and make an ace-high straight.
I mean, it wasn't a gimme, but it was a
Sweater
very
Guy
makeable
flopped.
putt, and I'm actually made it.
At this point, Peter can only chop with El Tractor.
El Tractor with the redraw to Broadway.
Rolling it well, so.
But now on the turn, Peter picks up 2 pair.
Gives 2 pair to Sweater Guys, so the board could pair and he could win.
The wind was really bad on 10.
Queen or a 10, and El Tractor wins.
So they both have a 4-out free roll with the nuts on the turn.
And El Tractor will bet.
Likelihood they're going to chop, but they both have roughly 8 to 10% to improve their hand. I'm sorry, roughly 5% to improve their hand.
We've played
No, I was right, 8%.
this past weekend. They
El Tractor
yeah, I was waiting to see the rest of that.
pots it to 1100, and Sweater Guy
The
repots it.
format is
Be a big bet.
So they both have 4-out free rolls. They don't know the other one has a different 4-out free roll.
33
yeah, so
more.
5 made it 11, and then 6 made it
Give you a staff call. That's always a good sign.
I just couldn't all in from 5.
El Tractor's going to rip it all in. They have the same hand now, but each of them has a different draw.
Redraw flush.
No,
Not prepare.
6.
What are we doing?
He's got king,
Oh,
queen,
you're
10,
close.
6. He's got
Twice,
ace,
fine,
queen,
we're doing
10.
twice.
Can't improve much. So.
God dang, I'm good at this game. Sorry.
Twice confirmed.
So I just called both of their hands without seeing them.
Sounds like they may run it twice.
Those diamond!
Isn't gonna do nothing.
Play man.
It's going to be a chop.
And it comes 2 chop cards, so they're supposed to chop. They do chop. In a lot of private games, they could see each other's hands and decide, hey, we have the same amount of free rollouts. Let's just chop it here and not one of us get the bad news. But on the stream, we wanted the bad news. Unluckily, it came deuce of diamonds, ace of diamonds, 2 blanks.
Oh, Peter Ray?
Let's jump into the next hand. We got hand 59.
Right. We got a chance.
Can't fold. Not the YouTube.
Red, can
Not
you
that,
scan,
dude.
please?
I can't believe what you called it. Hope we don't have the same hand. That'd be really bad.
So this is a huge flop for my hand. I'm trying to check raise here. I think Peter's going to c-bet on this pretty dry board. My hand's the only real big hand on this flop except for pocket tens or a hand like mine. So normally aces would bet this flop and I would be able to raise them, maybe take it down there.
For Sweater Guy, but not the best.
He decides to check.
Will check it, checks all the way around, and now he picks
The Jack of Hearts is a very bad turn card for me. It puts bigger straights out there,
takes a stab.
and it
here.
also
He's got
takes away
gut shot,
a fourth of my
king
outs with
high
hearts.
Rockets
But I'm still not going to
ended.
fold. I still got a decent percentage to win this hand.
We'll make the call.
And
650.
especially heads up if it was just me and red. But now the price allows Peter to come in with a nut flush draw.
I like the way y'all gamble.
Doesn't bother me that much. I still got a hit,
Everybody on spade?
and I just get better price to hit.
Everybody on spades?
Now the 7 of diamonds comes. This is a card that gives me a straight, but it doesn't give me the nut straight. So kind of in a decision now.
California State penalty.
You see, I don't take very long to make it.
I got out just before you.
And the reason I just called is because red bet the turn, which means he picked up some type of draw, I felt like. There was a little straight draws that got added. He could have like 8-9 queen, king queen, 8-9, or the hearts. Luckily, he had the pocket nines, the blockers at the big straight,
Who's diamond? I forget I have it.
and I was able to take down the hand.
Red bluffing the bigger straight,
You
but
know, Peter raised, maybe I should call it.
Rockets will cannot fold deuce diamond.
All right, let's jump into the next hand. We got hand 62.
False. 2 raises, 200. 2 false.
Oh.
Now this hand, red had just went felt. He rebought, loaded for 2,000.
Single suited kings.
And this is typical in our game. We'll short buy for 2K when the game gets kind of big.
Single suited
And then we're just trying to gamble and get it in. Red does that a lot.
Red takes the bait and rips it all in.
So I know red's always going to get it in. I try to not isolate, but click it for 400, get a couple other players in, and then I could have made it whatever later. It only comes heads up, and this run out is one that I will always remember.
We reached the part of the night where Larry has stopped scanning his cards.
Yeah.
Stop scanning for me. No, 2 outs. No.
So as you can see, I'm flopped to a 60-40 dog
For red, 9's
after being a pretty big favorite. I turn him to 85-15 favorite,
bad turn
and then the
card.
river comes, of course, a 9, which seals my fate.
9's full for
He doesn't show me right away. I still think I won.
He's a machine.
Now he shows me the bad news.
Wow, turned him
So as you can see, everyone likes when I lose. They just laugh at me, and
I think I outflopped you.
whatever. But it's okay. I never mind losing to red. He's always a class act, win or lose. And so, of course, I try to be a class act as well.
I flopped Drew Bear. Like, come on, man.
He just made him look like he'd been in the gym all day.
All right, well, let's jump to hand 76.
Drug to the fucking mound.
Was he good? And threw one
And
over.
was shoving.
All right, we have Donkey Kwong came in, a very good player out of Louisiana. He was actually checking into the hotel here at Champions, and we had a seat. So I invited him to come play, and he was only going to be there for the last couple hours. Very good player, but definitely can provide a lot of action. He's always going to buy the deepest. And so let's see how it plays. As you can see, he opens with Jack 7-5-5 double. Not the worst hand, but not the best hand. And definitely not the best hand when you get 3-bet by Georgie.
The aces are back. This time it's George, single suited, putting in a huge 3-bet to 1,100 over Donkey Kwong's raise. Red in there with double suited kings.
But Kwon knows that he's really not a huge dog in a hand with a hand like this against aces. So he's got 28%,
Also double suited. One of his suits
which gives him more than enough equity to make the pre-call,
red suits
make
are
the
live.
pre-flop call.
Equities are relatively even. Georgie obviously a bit of a favorite with the aces, and Donkey Kwong a bit behind, but plenty of equity for everybody.
It's already been decided.
But what he doesn't know is red is in red mode.
And it's going to be a repot by
And
red.
he just wants to get it in with kings versus aces again.
Georgie in for less. Donkey Kwong
Oh, wait, there was another show.
has more chips than Georgie, so there could be a side pot, but he gets out of the way. So
So some side information that you don't know is Red's been out of town in Dubai before this. Now he's just getting back, first time playing cards back. He's ready to gamble. We all knew he was going to be ready to gamble. So here he goes.
9 high. He was a good boy.
What's crazy is he's flopped really in trouble here, but he picks up clubs even though it gives Georgie top set.
oh, that's going to be a great card for the aces unless red picks
But he misses. So he should be a pretty big dog on the second board,
2 clubs for red
Anyone want to claim that
and
board?
2 hearts.
unless he can flop a king.
Good aces.
So now it's the reverse story. Top set red has versus the nut flush draw of Georgie.
For Georgie,
Chop it up.
but it'll be a chop. Set.
And red escapes another one.
Wow.
All right, let's jump to hand 77.
He did enough advertising. Now it's time to.
The marketing department only gives him a budget of $1,100.
Yeah. The rest he has to pay out of his own budget.
Sandman opening this one with a jack high rundown. 4 players to the flop. It comes out 9 high with a couple of diamonds.
Flopped out there pretty much.
Sweater guy with the nut flush draw and a gutter. Red flops best with middle set of 5s.
So when you're running good like Peter, you just pot nut flush draws every time. Because when you're running good, you know they're going to get there.
Runner, rudder.
Nothing funny.
600.
675.
Always Peter.
Red's got chips.
It was always.
Now, Red knows he probably has the best hand here. Middle set can be tricky because you're a huge dog against top set. Well, what's the chances they got top set?
I like needing a blank to make things.
Wow. 4 clubs would have gave me a straight with the ace high clubs. I would have been a huge favorite at this point if I just float the flop.
The best hand gets better with a club draw now.
But now Red is a 4-1 favorite against Peter heads up in this hand.
Sweater guy is not letting up.
But Peter knows that he's going to hit the flush. I mean, what else? When you're running good, you got to hit it. And then Red does what he's supposed to do as a 4-1 favorite. He tries to get all the money in there.
I can't wait. Twice. Guess what I had if I just see this turn? I'll turn a wheel with nut clubs. With nut clubs. And a 7. I can hit a 6, I guess. I'm kind of glad I
And of course, Peter hits the diamonds.
Peter with shield or pot armor, like flush.
And then I would have hit the ace high flush, but it wouldn't have been good. Because even though Red said flush, he really has a full house.
No, I just said that's me, is what I said.
All right, now we're going to go to the last hand of the night. Hand 92. And this was a very, very dirty run out.
Stuck to my hand.
I wasn't part of it, but I remember this hand.
I'll look now, but would not have called the 600.
Red and blue Benson, can you scan?
No raise. Blind 100 called in 6 spots. Jack high with a couple of clubs out there. And set of 9s for El Tractor with an open ender. He's got a lot of this one, and Sandman also has quite a bit.
So anytime you flop a made hand with a draw at another hand, you're usually a big favorite.
600.
Raise to 18, 25.
That's what Tractor did. He flopped middle set with the nut straight draw.
1800. Levi out of the way, and Sandman.
He finds himself as a 3-1 favorite, 75 to 25.
$1,000 pot. Will they run it twice or once?
Miracles.
Yeah.
I like that.
You got clubs?
Nah,
We're in trouble then.
he's got off in a trap that you got club
Right
reading.
now.
You need a clubs. I had 5
What
high
time you
clubs.
ready?
He has no club redraw, but he's got blockers at the straight draw. Turns himself to a 4-1 favorite, and the nasty 7 river seals El Tractor's fate.
On the river.
Sandman makes a good comeback. He was down a lot this stream, so good for him, winning one of the last hands of the night. And as you see the scoreboard. You saw the winners, you saw the losers. We still play after the stream, so all those numbers are going to be different after, another few hours. You just saw a 4.5, 5 hour sample size of our session. If you do want to play, we play this game every Tuesday, 5 p.m. We actually start at 4 p.m. The stream starts at 5. We play at Champions Club right near Chinatown in Houston, Texas. Love for y'all to come out. Love for you to get in there. Come join the Houston action, and let's see what you can do. If you like our content, please like, subscribe, comment. Tell me what you did like, what you didn't like. I can take the criticism. Just don't be too mean to me. I got feelings, so please do comment, though, and I would love to see some new faces out on the stream in 2026. Come play Houston's game.